The heat of the alien sun was unbearable. Jaden wiped the sweat from his forehead and looked around the barren land. The ground was cracked and red, stretching endlessly into the horizon. Strange, jagged mountains loomed in the distance, their peaks glowing faintly, as if the planet itself was alive. His water supply was almost gone, and the thought of dying from thirst was more terrifying than the unknown creatures he imagined might be lurking nearby. He stumbled forward, each step heavier than the last. His chest burned with exhaustion, and he could feel his strength fading. Just when he thought he could go no further, a shimmer of light caught his eye. At first, he thought it was a mirage, a trick of his tired mind. But as he squinted, the light took shape, an elegant figure standing alone on the jagged rocks ahead. She was unlike anything he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, and her eyes glowed softly with a pale blue light. She wore flowing garments that seemed to float around her as if suspended in water. Despite the alien nature of her appearance, there was something human in her expression: curiosity, wonder, and recognition. Jaden froze. The figure took a step closer, her movement smooth, almost floating. The closer she came, the more he noticed her aura, a strange warmth that made the harsh sun feel mild. She stopped a few feet away, tilting her head slightly, studying him. You're alive," she said, her voice melodic but strange, almost vibrating with energy. Jaden swallowed hard. I am. I don't know how. I was just lost. His throat was dry. His voice came out hoarse. The alien princess looked at him intently. She reached out a delicate hand, and something inside him told him she was not a threat, yet. The desolation around them made the encounter feel unreal. Every instinct screamed that he should run, but he couldn't. Something about her drew him closer. Jaden reached for his small water pouch and offered it to her. "Here, you look thirsty. Take it." Her eyes widened slightly. She touched the pouch with the tips of her fingers, and for a moment, the air around them seemed to crackle. She didn't take it immediately. Instead, she whispered something almost inaudible. You have given me life." Jaden blinked. He had only offered water. How could this simple act mean so much? Finally, she took the pouch, and the cool liquid seemed to glow faintly as she drank. When she finished, she looked at him with an intensity that made his heart race. "You belong to me now," she said, her voice a soft command, yet it carried weight that sent chills down his spine. Jaden staggered back a little, confusion and fear mixing inside him. What? I don't understand. I'm just. Shoo, she interrupted, holding up a finger. It is not for you to understand yet. But know this, you are mine. You will stay with me. You will survive, because of me. A sudden rumble shook the ground. Jaden stumbled to steady himself, his eyes widening as cracks formed beneath their feet. Dust rose into the air, and a low growl echoed from the jagged mountains. He turned to see shadowy figures emerging from the distance, tall, twisted creatures moving quickly toward them. The princess stepped forward, placing herself between Jaden and the approaching threat. She raised her hands, and a shimmering shield of light appeared, blocking the creatures. The air hummed with energy, making Jaden's hair stand on end. "You don't have to fight," she said, glancing at him. "Not yet. Just stay behind me." Jaden nodded, heart pounding. Every instinct screamed danger, yet he couldn't move. He watched in awe as she extended her arms, the light around her intensifying. The creatures snarled, their bodies twisted and dark, but every time they approached the shield, a spark of energy pushed them back. What are you?" Jaden asked, voice trembling. She looked at him and smiled faintly, though her eyes were serious. "I am the last of my kind. And you are the first human to touch my world with kindness. That is why I have chosen you." Jaden felt a chill. He wanted to speak, to protest, but no words came. The reality of his situation hit him. He was completely at the mercy of this alien princess. And yet, for some reason, he trusted her. The creatures retreated for now, hissing and snapping from a distance. The princess lowered her hands, the shield fading slowly. She looked at him with a soft, almost tender expression. You will learn, she said, why your simple act of offering water has bound you to me. There is danger here, more than you can imagine. And soon, you will have to choose stay and fight with me, or run and face certain death alone. Jaden swallowed hard, glancing at the barren land, the glowing mountains, and the shadowy figures in the distance. His mind raced. He had survived countless dangers before, but this was unlike anything. The princess stepped closer, her hand brushing against his arm lightly. The touch was electrifying, yet comforting. Come, she whispered. There is a place you must see. A place where you will understand everything. He hesitated for a moment, then nodded. He had no choice, really. Every part of him screamed danger, yet something deep inside him whispered that he was meant to follow her. As they began walking toward the glowing mountains, the wind howled across the alien plains, carrying with it a faint, eerie whisper. Jaden couldn't make out the words, but it sounded like a warning, or perhaps a promise. Behind them, the creatures lingered in the shadows, watching, waiting. And ahead, the alien princess walked with a confidence that made Jaden feel both terrified and strangely safe. He didn't know what awaited him, but he knew one thing for certain: his life had changed forever. The adventure had begun. The air was thick with tension. Jaden's heart pounded as he stumbled behind the alien princess, her silver cloak flowing behind her like liquid light. The shadowy creatures from earlier had not followed immediately, but he could feel their eyes tracking every step they took. The ground beneath their feet pulsed faintly, as if alive, and strange, glowing plants bent toward them, whispering softly in an alien tongue. Stay close, the princess said, her voice low but firm. There are watchers here, eyes you cannot see. They will judge you. Watchers? Judging me? Jaden whispered, barely keeping up. I don't understand. Why me? She glanced at him, her glowing eyes piercing. Because of what you did. Offering water was more than kindness, it awakened something long dormant. You are the first human to touch my world with pure intent in centuries. Jaden tried to grasp the weight of her words. Centuries? What do you mean? Before she could answer, a piercing shriek split the air. From the glowing shadows ahead, the creatures surged forward, their long limbs skimming the ground with unnatural speed. Jaden froze, but the princess raised her hands. A dome of radiant energy enveloped them, pushing the creatures back. Sparks flew as claws met the barrier, and a low growl vibrated through the air. You can't fight them, she said calmly, eyes locked on him. But you must trust me. He nodded, though fear clawed at him. Every instinct told him to run, but there was nowhere safe to go. He had no choice but to follow her, and strangely, he didn't resist. As they moved through the alien forest, the princess began to speak. My people, they were many once. But greed, war, and disease took them. Now, only I remain. And my world suffers because of it. Water, air, even the energy of life itself is fading. You, human, you may be the one to help me restore it. Jaden blinked. Me? How can I possibly? You do not yet see the truth, she interrupted gently. The smallest act of compassion has power here. And you have proven you are capable of more than any other being I have met. They came to a clearing where the ground glowed faintly blue. In the center floated a crystal structure, pulsing like a heartbeat. The princess stepped closer, her hands hovering above it. The crystal responded, emitting light that danced across the air, forming shapes of creatures and cities long gone. This is my world's memory, she said softly. Every event, every life, is stored here. And now, you are part of it. Jaden leaned forward, mesmerized. Ghostly images showed cities he could not comprehend, creatures of unimaginable shapes, and a war that had destroyed almost everything. Among them, he saw humans or beings that looked like them, fighting alongside the alien princess. You see, she said. Humans once came here, but none stayed. They could not understand. You are different. You see with your heart, not just your eyes. He swallowed hard, overwhelmed by the visions. His simple act, offering water, had led him to this moment, where he was entwined with the fate of a dying world. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. The creatures were back, this time accompanied by strange figures cloaked in dark energy. They moved as one, controlled by a force unseen. The princess raised her hands, summoning energy that flowed around them like liquid light, creating a protective barrier. "You must learn," she said urgently. "To survive here, you cannot rely on strength alone. You must understand the energy that binds all life on this planet. And time is short." Jaden's mind raced. He had always believed survival was about skill, tools, and instinct, but here, it was something else entirely. He realized he was learning, step by step, from the princess. A sudden noise, a low hum, like a warning, echoed through the clearing. From the shadows emerged a massive creature, taller than any he had seen before, with glowing eyes and limbs that seemed to bend reality itself. It paused at the edge of the princess's barrier, sniffing the air. "Do not fear it," the princess whispered. "It will not attack while I protect you. But soon, you must act." Jaden's stomach twisted with fear. He wanted to speak, to ask what he must do, but she was already moving toward him. Her hand rested on his shoulder, warm and steady. "The choice is coming, Jaden. You will have to decide whether to stay by my side and fight for my world, or leave and face certain death." He glanced at the glowing crystal, at the energy flowing through the air, and then at the alien princess. Something deep inside him shifted, an understanding, almost instinctual, that his life had intertwined with hers, that he could not turn back. The creature let out a low, echoing roar, and the air shimmered with tension. Jaden tightened his fists. Fear was still there, but so was resolve. Whatever lay ahead, he would face it with her. The princess's eyes glowed brighter. "You are ready for the first step," she said. "The world is watching. And so am I." As they prepared to move forward, the glowing crystal pulsed once more, casting shadows across the alien forest. Somewhere in the distance, other watchers stirred, their forms hidden in darkness. Jaden realized the adventure was only beginning. And this time, the danger was closer, larger, and more real than ever before. He took a deep breath and stepped forward, trusting her, trusting himself, and stepping into a world he barely understood but could no longer ignore. The journey had become more than survival, it was a choice between life and death, loyalty and fear, humanity and destiny. And Jaden knew that whatever came next, he could not turn back. The sky above the alien world had turned a deep, swirling purple. Jaden's chest burned with exhaustion, but there was no time to rest. The massive creature from before towered ahead, its glowing eyes fixed on them, and behind it, a legion of dark figures advanced, their steps shaking the ground. The princess's hands glowed with energy, forming a brilliant dome of light around them. "Jaden," she called, her voice urgent. "You must act now. Don't hesitate." He looked at her, fear and confusion warring inside him. "Act? How? I'm just..." "Not just anything," she snapped, her eyes flashing with intensity. "You offered water, and it awakened power you don't understand yet. You are part of this world now. Trust yourself." The words hit him like a bolt. He closed his eyes, feeling the pulse of life around him, the glowing plants, the energy from the crystal, even the wind that whispered through the alien plains. It was as if the planet itself was alive, and it was reaching out to him. Opening his eyes, he raised his hands instinctively. A strange warmth flowed through him, a surge of energy that he had never felt before. Light erupted from his fingertips, weaving with the princess's power to create a net of radiant energy that pushed the advancing creatures back. The massive creature roared, its eyes blazing, and charged. Jaden felt fear surge, but alongside it, determination grew. He was no longer a visitor, he was part of this world. He focused, sending a wave of energy that collided with the creature's charge. The impact shook the ground, throwing dust and rocks into the air. The princess watched him, a faint smile forming. "Yes, you can do this. You are mine to protect, and now, you can protect others too." The Legion faltered, sensing the sudden shift in power. Jaden felt a connection to the planet, to the energy around him, to the alien princess beside him. He didn't fully understand it, but he could feel it responding to his will. With one final push, he sent a burst of light surging toward the dark figures. They screamed, then vanished into shadows, leaving silence in their wake. The massive creature collapsed, harmless now, its glow fading as it retreated into the distance. Jaden sank to his knees, gasping for breath. The adrenaline faded, leaving him trembling. The princess knelt beside him, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You did it," she whispered, her voice soft now, almost human. "You chose to stand with me. You saved this world, and yourself." He looked at her, awe and exhaustion mingling in his eyes. I didn't know I could do that. I barely understood anything here, and yet." "You understood what mattered most," she said, her glowing eyes locking on his. "Kindness, courage, trust. That is enough to change the fate of worlds." A quiet moment passed, broken only by the whisper of the wind. The planet around them glimmered faintly, as if acknowledging the victory. Jaden felt the weight of what he had done, yet also the exhilaration of surviving, of proving himself capable in a world beyond imagination. Then she spoke, her voice gentle but firm. "Jaden, you must choose. Stay with me and help rebuild my world, or leave, knowing it will likely fall without you." He looked at the desolate but slowly reviving land, at the alien creatures now retreating, and at the glowing crystal that pulsed softly like a heartbeat. His heart raced, but the answer came easily. "I stay," he said. I want to help. I can't leave you, or this world." Her smile widened, radiant and full of emotion. "Then it is done. You are mine, bound to me by more than chance, by more than choice. Together, we will restore what was lost." As she spoke, a soft light wrapped around Jaden, a warm energy that seemed to connect their souls. A mark, like a glowing symbol, appeared on his arm, an oath, a promise, a bond that could not be broken. "You are no longer a visitor," the princess said. "You are part of this world. Part of me." Jaden swallowed, feeling a mix of awe and determination. I understand. I'll do everything I can." The wind swirled around them, carrying whispers of life returning, of energy flowing through the planet, of creatures no longer hostile but curious, watching from a distance. Jaden realized that the princess had been right. The small act of offering water had led him here, to this moment, to a choice that would change everything. As the sun or whatever light source ruled this alien sky rose behind the glowing mountains, Jaden stood tall beside the princess. He felt stronger, braver, and strangely at home in a world that had seemed impossible moments ago. But even as they took in the quiet victory, shadows lingered at the edges of the clearing, hints of challenges yet to come. Jaden knew their journey was far from over, but for now, he had chosen his path, and nothing could sway him. The alien princess looked at him, her eyes glowing brighter with pride and something else, something that made his heart skip a beat. "Come," she said. "The world awaits us. And together, we will reclaim it." Jaden took a deep breath, feeling the energy of the planet, the bond with the princess, and the weight of his choice. He had stepped into a world beyond his understanding, faced impossible danger, and emerged not just alive, but transformed. The adventure was only beginning, but this time, he would not face it alone.